Man, is this thing back up? Holy crap. Give it a couple minutes to get in here. I know Clinton's coming back in, and he was watching the one. I tried to set this up. I apologize for the mix-up, and let's give it just a couple minutes for everybody to get back in here, and we'll continue. You good to go, man? Okay. Clint, give me a heads up when you're back in here, and we'll go ahead and get started. There you go, man. All right, Clint's back. You can hang around if you want. I'm just going to do this real quick. I had somebody stop by, and this knucklehead actually called me on the phone, which interrupted the damn live stream because I didn't go unavailable at the time. You know, I didn't expect somebody to be calling me. Hey, Anthony, good to see you tuning in. Guys, Anthony is a local guy, and he's tuning in today. He's the one that had that knucklehead, what was it, Sergeant Ashley, putting a pressure point on him that put all those marks on his neck. And the DA's office drug him along and told him the hearing was canceled, and all of a sudden everything's dismissed. You know, they don't talk to a defendant properly when he's representing himself pro se. They treat him like he's just an average jackass on the street, but that's how it rolls. So guys, we were about to go into the lies with Lockhart. Now, I was talking about the fact that they were saying that Brad Williams had resigned or had been fired when he actually resigned. Now, everybody in town and all the media knows that Brad Williams was not fired. Was not fired because the police department caught some shit about that guy not being fired. And Lockhart knows that he wasn't fired because Lockhart claims that he's investigating all this crap. So when Lockhart sits in that police review board work group meeting and he talks about the fact that he says that the police department terminated or dismissed, however he wants to put it, other than resigned, he's lying to you. It's straight up lying. And the way we know this is a lie is because the statement that they read in there. Now I want to talk about this statement for a minute, because that Austin Hornbostel dude over at the Lawrence Journal-World was talking to me about running a story about this whole bias situation with the police work group. But he decided to go ahead and reach out to everybody and get some comment from other people to be a balanced reporter, right? I got no problem with that. But what happens is LPD sends him a statement that's filled with bullshit. And since it's LPD saying bullshit, apparently the Lawrence Journal-World can't print something that they know is a lie, but they also can't call LPD out on their freaking lie. When they released this statement to the Lawrence Journal-World, it's the same statement that they read in the police work group. And if you go to that hour 10 mark, when you go to that hour 10 mark and you listen to what we're talking about there and about the work group member bringing up the concern about the bias and then how the chief shuts it down, you'll hear it. LPD North, Travis. LPD North. That's what we call it. But so Hornbostel gets this statement from them that says repeatedly that Brad Williams was dismissed. Now, the Lawrence Journal-World knows that's bullshit. That's why they didn't want to print that. But I get this email from Austin that tells me all about how, well, this response from the Lawrence Journal-World wouldn't look good on you and it doesn't make you look good. Well, you're damn right it doesn't make me look good because the Lawrence Journal-World is spewing the bullshit that the PD wants. And that's what happens. And unfortunately, something's happened with the Times because Mackenzie Clark over there is not reporting on a lot of this stuff either. And we all had high hopes that Mackenzie was going to be that person. She used to work for the Lawrence Journal-World. And from what I understood, she left that paper because of differences in opinion on how news should be covered. And she started her own newspaper. But even she refuses to cover stuff and somehow seems compromised. But this statement that they released was filled with lies. And it was given to the Journal-World. Now, last night at the commission meeting, this was put to the mayor when we pulled the consent items. And we put it to the mayor and said, I put it to the mayor and said, hey, I requested last week when I pulled the minutes, said I requested last week to find out something about this. What's going on? Who's going to communicate with me? Nobody has answered me. So finally, we got the mayor pushed into commenting on this, and she decides to say that she has reached out to legal and hasn't heard anything back yet. Now this is on Tuesday, guys. This is last night. This statement was given to the Journal World last week. So the police department will communicate their spin to the Lawrence Journal World last week. But the mayor in the city commission meeting hasn't heard back from legal yet? Are you serious? You know, I never thought that we could be as bad as What the Hales. Have you guys seen What the Hales, what's going on in Otterville? That crap is nuts. But it seems like the same shit is going on here in Lawrence. How is it that the police department give a bullshit statement that's filled with lies to a newspaper, and then the mayor's going to come in to a meeting several days later and say that she hasn't heard back from legal and can't comment? That's how Lawrence operates. And that's how you get caught up in your bullshit. And Lockhart, I sent Lockhart an email right after that meeting. You want to keep lying? Fine. And every city leaders and the newspapers actually got this email as well. And they can publish that shit if they want. I don't care. I don't write shit that I don't care if it's published. You put it out there, let people see it. I beg you. But I wrote to the chief and said, you know, it'd be a lot easier just to say the truth. But every time he lies, he gets caught in it. He hasn't been here long enough to understand what Lawrence PD has been throughout history. And he's trying to rewrite that history with somebody who lived it. And I'm sorry, Chief, I lived that fucking history here. And you're not going to rewrite it being here a year and a half. No. The city commission continues to try to throw people out of the meeting just because they don't like to hear what they have to say. I need some help. And I need some help from people in this town that can actually do something about it. I'm really worried about that CPRB work group member who spoke out Monday night. Is he still going to be on the board? Because what we've seen over and over and over again, if somebody challenges anything about LPD or questions anything about LPD, suddenly they're not on that board anymore. And as we said last time, when I was in talking to Chris Flowers, you know, I never got that call to be on that board. And why is that? They don't want to hear the truth. They want to bullshit you with their spin. And that's what they're doing. Everybody needs to go watch that CPRB work group meeting from Monday night. You can access it at the city page when this live. I'm going to put it in both these live streams. Put the link in both of them. I beg you, go out and watch. Citizens of Lawrence, you need to see what your government is doing. You know, they can talk shit on me and they can say that I'm just shocked and I'm just trying to, I'm trying to shock you into recognizing what's going on. That's exactly, that's the aspect of shock. Yeah, I'm trying to shock you to wake you up and get you to look. I'm not trying to shock you with bullshit. This isn't bullshit. This is their own words, guys. You can listen to it in their own meetings. Links will be in the description. Clinton, I appreciate you being here for both live streams. I'm sorry I dropped. I'm going to try to get a lot better about that. All you guys that tuned in on both of them, I really appreciate you. Spread the word. If you are a local person, you need to be at that city commission meeting. You need to be at least paying attention and watching what's going on, because it's going on without your participation. Take, guys.